This next contest is a triple threat match, and it is for the Welterweight Championship.
Championship action coming, and that music's always eerie to me, and that visual always takes me back to welterweight wrestling, to Gory defeating Ace Perry. Yeah, give an asterisk there to Atticus Cogar. Nate Wings was involved. We know about the issues between Nate Wings and Ace Perry that have spiraled out of control since then. And Dylan Bostic and Gory have been at the forefront of that, stirring the pot. Gory, though, will have to go triple threat style, three-way matchup, one fall against what I would consider to be his two top contenders, the former champion and the man that'll challenge Gory at welterweight 3 on pay-per-view coming up this April.
Well, we've seen just the progression of Gory here at Premier. Obviously, the no pun intended culmination of that is that welterweight championship.
Well, Gory's wanted that championship protected. The Cogers tag title's protected. But with Remy and the Cogers otherwise focusing on Crumbles and Defarge right now, they will not be allowed at ringside. I've sent that edict down to security. Ace Perry comes out very flashy and very colorful. But you know, in the back of his mind is all about business. When he gets in the ring, the switch will be flipped, and the one-man boy band will be focused on championship glory.
No doubt about it, and since losing the welterweight championship, Ace Perry can't even afford a full shirt.
Ace Perry, unique style, all his own. Gory doesn't really understand it. That's okay. It makes Ace comfortable, and that's what it's all about.
Come on, Joe. I'm waiting for it. Say how special he is.
He's the most special athlete in Premier Championship Wrestling. Love to watch this kid. Nate Wings won the number one contendership 7-way scramble on pay-per-view welterweight 2. Check out now at welterweightwrestling.com on social media. Tried to help Ace Perry retain the championship. He didn't want to face Gory. He wanted to face Ace Perry. Things backfired. Let's go to Lendl.
From Indianapolis, Indiana, weighing in at 175 pounds, Diamond Cut, Ace Perry. Next, from Dayton, Ohio, weighing in at 130 pounds, Nate Wings. And finally, representing the culmination, from Ogden Marsh, Iowa, weighing in at 178 pounds, he is the welterweight champion, the new age play, Gory.
Well, Joe, this is. I know that you got a boy band here in Ace Perry, but this ain't going to be no dance. It's not going to be a prom. It's not going to be a.
What are you mumbling about? Hey, you got a boy band with Ace Perry. Are you drunk?
Joe, I'm losing my voice is what's going on. I'm still for Clip from the Rachel Bostic tour.
Three-way welterweight championship match. Ace Perry, Nate Wings, Gory. Wings and Perry came to blows at the end of welterweight 2 because Wings tried to help Perry, and it did not work out. Wings and Gory is scheduled for welterweight 3 this spring. Gory and Perry took place in the main event of welterweight 2. No one trusts anybody in this matchup is my point.
Well, I can certainly understand that. Obviously, when you're the champion, everybody's gunning for you. But we've seen what's happened with Perry and Nate Wings. I think we know where Nate Wings' eyes lie, and that's on the welterweight championship.
Without a doubt. Check out this agility here, center of the ring. And the interesting thing is here, BC, Wings is a guaranteed title shot at welterweight 3. He may not need it. If he wins the title tonight, he can walk into the pay-per-view as champion as Gory trips him up. Wouldn't that be an amazing coup for Nate Wings?
Well, Nate Wings has nothing to lose here. Gory, you could say, well,
ooh.
may not have anything to lose. Obviously, there's a contracted matchup. Ace Perry really needs to, if he wants to get himself back in contention, he could win the championship right here. If not, it may be a long time before he gets near that championship again.
Those animalistic instincts of Gory. Gory could lose the championship without being pinned here, this one-fall three-way bout.
Which I'm sure would not make him, and certainly would not make the culmination.
Oh,
very
God. Gory, that high-impact clothesline in the corner, there's no compare to it anywhere in this company. Maybe in this business. Check out the springboard. Down the double stomp.
Gory always finds innovative ways to use every single pound, every single inch to his advantage to inflict punishment.
See Gory with that culmination wristband we saw Atticus offer Sean Phoenix earlier on. There's some dismay and disagreements between the Alex Jordan-Sean Phoenix camp that continue to this day as Nate Wings, a step ahead of Gory at this point. Nate Wings is the littlest welterweight, 130 pounds. What a representation he'd make for the whole division. Up Gory's back with a shooting star. Nicely done. Could this be all? No, Gory, I think, hit his forehead on the canvas when Wings came down.
Well, certainly Nate Wings, I know
Ace Perry out of nowhere.
You like to sing of the inspiration that Nate Wings would be, et cetera, et cetera. But the fact is he's not the welterweight champion. He has to win this matchup. And normally you give the champions advantage, but as it's said in matches like this, Gory does not have that advantage. And we'll have to see how that plays out with these three individuals.
Out, no Ace Perry for the ride. Topic and Hilo connects on everybody.
That seemed to jam the neck of Gory. You know, we're seeing Gory take a little bit more punishment than you normally see here early on. Something that Gory may have to adjust strategy a little.
Good grief. Nate Wings throwing caution to the wind.
Well, it certainly behooves him to do so. Like I mentioned, he has nothing to lose here. The one-man boy band, the boy band lifestyle himself, Ace Perry.
Without a doubt. What's wrong with that?
Wasn't he on Beverly Hills 90210?
That's somebody else.
No. Are they related?
Sure.
And Wings, that was that show on NBC, right?
How old are you again?
I've got an old soul.
As we have the 25-year-old pop culture references. Gory now. Shot to the eyes by Nate Wings. Gory trying to be the opportunist. Wings and Perry have the personal animosity. I think Gory's trying to slip in the back door and play spoiler here for both challengers.
Well, we certainly saw that when we had Gory and Dylan Bostic out here stirring the pot. Gory has no qualms about doing that. He wants to be the man that retains his welterweight championship. Certainly going into welterweight 3 with the championship would be an advantage.
Look at this. Ace Perry went to connect with Wings. Wings countered out of the way of Perry, and a reverse hurricane run to Gory. In the process, Ace Perry drills Nate Wings with a modified destroyer. Gory now drops Perry's skull first. Man, we have entered the next level as everybody pulls out all stops to try to leave the welterweight championship.
And this just shows you what the welterweight championship means to all three individuals. I mean, the only way Ace Perry can get into this championship contention for welterweight 3 is if he wins the title here tonight. I mean, for Gory, obviously he wants to retain. That the championship means a whole heck of a lot to him. And Nate Wings has one in the bag, so he's got his championship title shot coming up, so he can really throw caution to the wind, maybe more than he normally would.
Could be Perry versus Wings in the main event of welterweight 3 in a rematch from the battle we saw them a few weeks ago have. Of course, keep in mind Welterweight Wrestling on Facebook, Welterweight PW on Twitter, Welterweight Wrestling on Instagram. Follow all the news on Welterweight Wrestling, purchase the past events, see action and athletes much like this. The heart, the desire, second to none. When you got that welterweight spirit, 185 pounds and under. Where do you give the advantage to now? All three men just beat the hell out of each other.
Well, I think it's even. I did say earlier that Gory took a lot more punishment than he's used to early on in a matchup. But he was certainly able to counter that. And well, now getting double teamed here.
Taking with that vertical base, and Perry and Wings, perhaps it's let's get rid of Gory and settle this amongst ourselves. And that's exactly what it is.
I think Nate Wings read your mind as he just took it right to Ace Perry.
a former friendship. This fight may never be over now. And again, that's what the Welterweight Championship means. These men always got along anywhere they were together, but they haven't spoken one word to one another since the end of Welterweight 2, and Perry takes Wings to the floor.
Joe. May I ask you a question? What does friendship get you in professional wrestling?
I don't
Exactly. Absolutely nothing is what you were going to say.
Oh, Ace Perry went to dive, but Wings was out of the way. Perry now daring Gory to get in the ring. I think Ace Perry had a collision there on the outside. Perry hit Wings, and Gory, the opportunist, just slid out of the way. I think that looked like an accident.
Well, accident or not, it was a smart move by Gory, and as I mentioned earlier, using that animosity to his opportunity.
Yeah, and I think Perry and Nate Wings may have hit heads because Perry now is dazed. Wings hasn't gotten up yet, and that's the Soul Eater submission, center of the ring. Gory may have just used Perry and Wings' mutual dislike for each other and manipulated the system, and he did. He snuck out with a victory.
Here is your winner as a result of submission and still the welterweight champion, Gory.
So once again, Wings and Perry now could pretty much both blame the other for maybe the reason they're not the welterweight champion now, because Gory just manipulated that system, had one collide with the other, completely caught them unawares, and as Ace Perry was dazed, Gory took advantage. That's Soul Eater submission. I don't care who you are. There's no coming back from it. Gory retains the welterweight championship.
Well, absolutely, and going into welterweight 3, we'll see what happens. But what we do know is Nate Wings has that championship title shot, and if I'm Nate Wings, I'm blaming Ace Perry for what happened here tonight.
I'm sure Ace Perry's going to blame Nate Wings, just like he did at the end of welterweight 2. The tension between the top welterweight contenders continues, and the champion keeps his title intact.